Jonathan here for Rich Retirement TV, and today I want to talk to you about the 3 stocks that I love right now. Each of these 3 names are hitting brand new 52-week highs, and in case you haven't seen over the last couple of days, the stock market has taken a little bit of a pause after a just rip-roaring rally off the March lows. But instead of taking your foot off the gas and say sticking your head in the sand like some folks on TV might have you do, it's time to take a look at really good stocks, stocks that are under momentum, that have strength behind them, and adding those to your portfolio. And today I want to break down 3 of my favorites for you to do just that. So let's go ahead and take a quick look here. All right, the first stock on my list is BJs Wholesale Club. This is an interesting name that I think a lot of people might think twice about. Oh man, BJs, why would I own them? Or why would they be hitting a 52-week high? Well, as you can probably imagine, as the world kind of shut down back in March, people, as soon as they were able, ran out. I mean, they cleared out shelves, buying up bread, milk, toilet paper. How many people do you see running out of Walmart or any other big retailer with huge reams of toilet paper? And the big beneficiaries of that big stock up are companies like BJ's, companies like Costco and Walmart and Target and all that. But what I love about BJ's right now is they are sneakily heading up the stock chart. It's not even funny. They're a fraction of the size of, say, Costco, which is their biggest wholesaler competitor. BJ's is only about $5 billion in size in terms of its market capitalization. But as you can see here on this chart, really after the huge stock market sell-off here, the shares really start taking off really the end of February, and just start soaring. You see a golden cross here with this 50-day moving average crosses over the 200-day. That's a very bullish indication of more good times for the stock to come. Stock breaks out here above $34 a share, pulls back a little bit, and just keeps soaring. And as you can see, over the last week or so, it's put in it's put in a series of new highs here. And this is a stock that all those sales that the company took in March, April, May, June, those numbers are going to come out in the next earnings report. That's going to come out in August for BJ. So this is a stock that prices, say, investors and traders have gotten ahead of the trend, but I think there's still more upside for this name to come. And if economies start to close down again as COVID cases are rising around the country, this is a name that could easily see the kind of spike that it saw in March all over again, say, in the next, say, month or two. Great name. But and one other thing I want to highlight before we move to the next stock is this is not just this is a company that's not just soaring in and of itself. It's outperforming the broad market here. As you can see, the dark blue line here is BJ's. Stock's up 74% year to date. You take a look here at the S&P 500. It's up just it's not even up. It's down almost 2%. And look at Costco, its biggest competitor. This is a stock that is many times larger than BJ's. It's only up 12%. So this is a stock that's doing very well. It's outperforming the market. It's outperforming its biggest competitor, and it's a name that hasn't even reported results for Q2, which could be one of the company's best quarters in a very long time, with more upside to come if things deteriorate and people begin to have to hunker down again because of COVID. So great stock here. That's just pushing higher. A breakout, in my view, above $40 sends the stock to about $50, which is a gain of some 20+%. So a lot more upside here to come for BJ's. Second stock on my list is Sunrun Incorporated. This is after a merger with Vivint Solar, now the largest residential solar company in the United States. It's claimed about it's now going to be, the combined company is going to have about 20% of market share in this space. And in case you missed the news, solar is very, very big right now. Presidential candidate Joe Biden has announced a clean energy bill promising up to $2 trillion in clean energy and putting some pretty heavy benchmarks for when he expects, if he should be president, that clean energy should be the sole provider of energy here in the United States. Now, whatever your political persuasion, it doesn't matter. Solar stocks are soaring right now, and they've been soaring for some time, even under the Trump administration, which has kind of peeled back some of the subsidies that solar companies were enjoying so they could get their businesses off the ground. Whether President Trump wins or loses, it doesn't matter in the November election. These stocks are gaining momentum. Solar power is one of the fastest growing energy sources in the country, and it's becoming cheaper every day to manufacture solar panels and to install them. In fact, the solar panel installer is projected by the government's statistics agency to be one of the fastest growing jobs in the country. So this is a very fast growing and wide ranging market here. You take a look at just this chart again, just like BJ's, a very sharp takeoff here from the March lows, and in anticipation of this news, the stock broke out here above $24 and has just soared to $32 here. It gave back the stock on Monday, soared to a fresh high intraday, and then kind of closed off the high. But as you can see, it's Tuesday, just before the close here. The stock's reclaimed much of that drop, and there's a lot more momentum behind that. I mean, Sunrun is just like BJ's, a very small company relative to say Exxon at 50 billion in market cap or whatnot. Just very big companies. This is a small company in a fast growing in a fast growing field. Even if it maintains its market share at the pace at which solar energy is kind of expanding, this is a company that could easily double or even triple over the next 3 to 5 years, especially if Joe Biden is elected and is able to pass his massive clean energy bill. That could mean a host of incentives thrown at companies like Sunrun to push this stock ever higher. So this is another stock that you want to have on your watch list here. And the last stock on my list is Novavax. They are a late-stage biotech company that's working feverishly on a COVID-19 vaccine. They've got a couple of other. They work on vaccines primarily. They've got already a flu vaccine in late stages of clinical trials, and another vaccine that works on different types of respiratory illnesses that affect children. So these guys know what they're doing, and as you can see, this is probably one of the best looking charts. Probably should have ran this one first, but I wanted to save the best for last here. You take a look here. This is a stock that was trading for $3.50 at the start of the year. This stock is up more than nearly 500% year to date. It's up 30% in just the last week alone. And over the last 12 months, the stock's up more than 2,000%. And that just absolutely smokes the NASDAQ, which is where the stock is listed, and the broader biotech community. And this is a stock. It's more expensive than the other two stocks that we looked at, and it's had a much bigger run than the other stocks we looked at. But with so much opportunity to serve the world, there are a handful of companies that are making real progress in their fight against COVID-19. There are plenty of winners to go around. There'll be more than one. There'll be billions of vaccines needed. So there'll be, even if other companies get vaccines out in the world, even Novavax has a really good opportunity to continue moving higher. And even if another company's vaccine is selected over Novavax's, they've got other drugs in their pipeline, late stage drugs, not drugs that are early on in the process, but drugs that are close to getting approval from the FDA to help really take the company farther. So this is kind of having skin in the game, and COVID-19 brings a lot of visibility to the stock, a lot more momentum for the stock, but it has a lot of other things going for it. It's been in the game for a while, and they're very, very good at what they do over there at Novavax. So this is another company that's kind of even tied to COVID. If COVID gets worse, and things need to be really ramped up, Novavax could continue to see momentum just on that alone. So again, these are three stocks that are hitting new highs, meaning tons of momentum behind them. Even if the market kind of pulls back in other places, these stocks at new highs have a tendency to continue to move higher as investors look for those beacons of strength here. So Novavax, great stock here. Sunrun, ticker RUN, and BJs Wholesale Club, ticker BJ. Take a look at these three stocks that could easily fuel a rich retirement for you. And for Rich Retirement TV, I'm Jonathan Rodriguez, and we'll see you next week.